today I'll be doing another foundation review on the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint. I have the shade Alaska Light 2. It essentially is, I'm thinking it's similar to the JOUER Matte Moisture Tint. I think I butchered that. JOUER Matte Moisturizer or something like that. I'll insert the name somewhere in the video. But yeah, I think it's going to be similar to that. The only difference is that as a skin tint, it assumes itself to be something of a light coverage, yeah, but for it to be velvet matte, it's going to be something that's really velvety yet not too dewy looking. So yeah, let's just get started. For anyone who is new to foundation reviews, this would kind of be my ideal sort of claims and what the foundation claims to do, which I'll list here. Basically it's kind of ideal for a person like me because I have an oily skin type with a sensitive complex, and I don't really like things that are very heavy on the skin, but at the same time I like something that keeps my oils at bay. So yeah, basically application method, I'll be using half with a sponge and the other half with a brush, and I'll be applying a primer as well. So which primer should I use today? Okay, for the primer I'm going to be using the Touch and Soul No Problem Primer on this half of my face. So bringing you in closer, this is how my skin looks like. It's actually at the healing stage after my period, so that's good. And I have just a few spots and existing acne scarring, so aside from that, everything's looking pretty good for my skin. It's not too sensitive or not too acne prone at the moment. So yeah, this is how the dispenser looks like. Just your regular like sunscreen sort of dispenser. So I'm gonna apply about a generous amount on the back of my hand. On the side with the primer, I'm going to use this Morphe foundation brush. Right off the bat, as I look up close, I have several dry patches around, certain acne spots and that kind of thing, just because with acne treating products they tend to dry out those spots, and none of them are being clinged on to by the foundation. I think that it is doing its job in being a little bit moisturizing, I guess, but at the same time it feels velvet. I mean, it still has a little bit of tact. It looks velvet, but it still feels a little tacky. And it also has a scent. I can't pinpoint what it is, but it feels like sunscreen to me. Yeah, that's all I can really say about the foundation at this point. But this is with one light layer, and I think it gives a good medium coverage. I can still see a few spots peeking through. It's not full coverage, but let's try building up. So yeah, with additional coverage with a stippling motion, it did give about a solid medium coverage. There's still a few darker spots peeking through, but yeah, it's sufficient enough that from a distance, or at least on camera, it looks pretty flawless. So yeah, I really like it. So likewise, looking up close with the sponge, I find that it doesn't look as dry as this side. I mean, this side doesn't look overly dry or to a point where it's like the Sahara desert, but I mean you can tell it's velvet. But on this side it looks a little more, I would say it looks a little more like something has glided over the skin and has given it like a very nice even coating of a foundation. I think the evenness really shows with the sponge. At the moment I think I'm looking pretty healthy, and I wouldn't say it looks super natural as well. I can tell on my foundation. If you guys are not up for that, then you might not like this. and it's not entirely full coverage. As you can see, a spot still peeking through. I'm just going to apply the rest of my makeup and I'll get back to you. Okay, that's how everything looks like after my makeup is on. Several notes, I guess pros or cons is for you to decipher, but basically I just only set my under eye, put a really small amount of the Maybelline A31 concealer and then neutralized my dark circles. And yeah, I didn't conceal the pimple or anything, so yeah, I put powder to just set it so that my under eye doesn't crease or wear away. And I managed to put some cream bronzer as well. When applying that, the amazing thing is that generally with most foundations I use, they don't set quick enough. Therefore, when I buff the cream bronzer out, it tends to shift. When I mean shift, I just mean that the foundation underneath starts to shift, therefore revealing my actual skin. But this didn't do that. I think it set really quickly and also it stayed put. And the cream bronzer just added on to the foundation. It didn't really, you know, shift away the foundation as well as to remove anything basically. So yeah, I really like it, and as of now it feels a little less tacky than it did before, but like I mentioned, it does look like I'm wearing foundation. It isn't as natural as it can be. I assume that you can apply a very small amount from the center, buffing it outwards, and yeah, that will look even more natural. But using a full face of the foundation, it does not look natural by any means. If you like this review so far, do give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you when I get back. Bye! So this is what the foundation looks upon coming back home. I don't know why I did that, but anyways, you can see this spot is starting to surface, this one as well, but that's basically because I've been lying on something. And yeah, I think overall what I can say about this foundation is that in a humid climate, just remember Singapore is constantly humid, either rain or shine, and in this kind of temperate climate, basically it did last really well. I think that if I would have put powder on top of it to set it, then that would have made complications arise, but at the moment it wore away evenly. It looks really nice. It still looks like my skin is kind of healthy. I think it doesn't look as makeup-y as it did in the morning. In the morning it looked really like a full face of makeup. Now as it's evenly worn away, it looks a lot better. I mean, more natural. And yeah, basically the shade that I got, Alaska Light 2 shade, matches me really well and has a very nice yellow undertone to it. And I think it matches Asian skin, Chinese skin really well. One thing about NARS or international high-end brands is basically that you can bet your dollar that you will at least get a very close match to your skin, whether you be of deeper, darker skin tones or even really light skin tones. And that's what I appreciate about Western brands, just because they take into consideration the different kinds of skin tones women have, and yeah, that's really incredible. Yeah, I hope you guys stick around to see my channel grow as well as to recommend my channel to people. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you enjoy foundation reviews like I do. And with that, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye!